So, Chaitali is a very interesting entrepreneur, and I had the fortune of being at the TED Talk personally. I had committed to her, I'll be there, I was there. It was the best TED Talk of that day amongst that 6 or 8 TED Talks which happened. So, today we are going to learn her business and then we are going to work with her in her business. Chaitali, it's all yours.
So I also had an opportunity to be with her in her office for almost more than 3 hours, and I could, interact well with her father also, and his father is a phenomenal personality. So no wonder she is the product of that father. So all the best, Chaitali.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for wanting to know what we do. I'm going to go question-wise. So essentially, a lot of people ask what is logistics and what is international. There's always a confusion if courier becomes part of logistics, because logistics is a very wide concept and it encompasses everything. So whether you're talking courier or domestic transport or international transport, I'm actually going to start off with myself, going on to the other parts of the company and then on. Myself. So I'm third generation. I should actually start off that I'm the first woman in my family business. I'm also the first director in the 43 years history of my company. I'm a third generation customs broker because we were earlier called as CHA, which is your customs house agent. Now it's become international. Second generation freight forwarder. So freight forwarder is somebody who books space with airlines and with shipping lines. You have travel agents, so we are their parallel. Only thing is we deal with cargo, which is inanimate. They're not human beings. And I've been in the industry for 23 years. There are a lot of firsts to my name. I'm a part of the managing committee of a couple of associations in our industry where I'm the first woman, somewhere in the 40-year history or a 50-year of history of the association. I graduated from HR College of Commerce and did my LLB from New Law College, and I have a lot of certifications, one of the most important being that of HAS Cargo. So if you want to deal with HAS Cargo, especially in air cargo, you need to have certificates and you need to renew your certification every 2 years, otherwise you're considered redundant. A management team, so ours is a mid-sized private limited company. It is essentially set up by 6 families, including my family. And my father, Harish Bhai, he heads the whole thing and I work with him. I like to call myself as white-collared employee with maybe management perks, but essentially working in the company. We have a whole bunch of senior management with us. Very happy that some of the senior guys have been with us for as long as the company's been, 35, 36 years. And we have team across all our offices in India. The company was set up in 77 in Bombay. We have offices at Chennai, Delhi, Hyderabad. We have rep offices and then we have associated offices all across the country. We are IATA accredited. So we started off as an air freight company because there was a need that was seen to fill up the gap in the 70s when the airports started, the international airports, as to how you could move cargo. Traditionally, it was all done by ocean. So for that, the company was set up in the 1970s and we are ISO certified. We have our own customs broker's license. And the others are all technical licenses which allow us to either bring in imports on our name and also handle multimodal logistics because we have our MTO license and we are part of lots of national and local associations and international. So ACAI is like our national body for the Air Cargo Agents Association of India, and I'm the first woman in the history to be the Western Region office bearer. It's actually my father's dream that I head on to the main office, which is going to be the core managing committee at the national level, and thereby become the first woman ever to head that. We have the FFI, AMTOI, and of course FIATA, which is the international board. The gap that our business addresses, I always say, and it's one of my favorite dialogues, that we are to the economy what the spinal cord is to the human body. It's the most important part of our body, not our hands, not our legs, because without our spinal cord, we are nothing. It's just a plain structure. How do you hold the whole thing together? So international trade, the world economy, all moves because of the logistics and the supply chain industry. So that's what we are. To give you a simple definition for the newbies who don't really know, we have a couple of them who are already working in logistics or with vendors like us, so they know what logistics is all about. It's a simple thing like transportation, inventory, packaging, supplies, and sometimes social security and warehousing. Cargo is actual goods. They can be sent by any mode, but it's not referred when we talk to courier, because courier is another part of it. It comes under logistics, but not exactly what we do. The shipment refers to the actual movement of cargo or goods by air or by sea or by road or by courier. So there is a distinction. Logistics is the process of planning, implementing, and controlling procedures for the efficient and effective transportation of goods, essentially from the point of origin, which would be your manufacturer's place, up to the destination. Now, logistics is such a beautiful word because it also includes what your truck drivers do. It also does what your railway does from one end to the other end. It is also what a courier company does. It's also what Sandeep does, the last mile delivery, and it's also what we do in terms of international part of it. There are 7 R's in logistics, which is what I learned, because I even didn't know that this existed till I was doing my presentation work. It is to deliver the right product in the right quantity and the right condition to the right place at the right time for the right customer at the right price. And these 7 rights also link to the strategic objectives of cost competitiveness, quality, flexibility, and delivery. So it's like you have a product which you need to deliver to, like for example, Reshma. She needs to deliver a product, but if she does not have a good vendor who's going to be able to understand what kind of product is going to happen, if there's going to be mishandling, the product will reach the end supplier, but it's going to be either broken or it's going to be damaged. So that is where a company like ours comes in. Logistics activities or functions, these are the different functions that we have. There's order processing, materials handling, warehousing, transportation, packaging, inventory control. This is my company's. So the basic services that we offer to our clients is the customs clearance. Anytime that you need to import anything into the country or export anything from the country, you need companies like ours for 2 things. One is to do the customs clearance for both imports as well as exports by air and by sea. The other one is the freight forwarding, which I already spoke about, and that is for booking space. Cargo does not talk, so it needs somebody to pick it up, put it on the aircraft or on the truck or on the vessel so that it can move from one place to another. Unlike human beings where we can book online our tickets and all, the cargo cannot. So they need companies like ours to do that. We are IATA accredited. So for any air cargo agent, if we want to have our own stock of the airlines where we can deal with them directly, it's a matter of pride to have an IATA accreditation. That is what everybody strives for. We are a licensed multimodal transporter. So multimodal transport means when you use more than 2 modes of transport. For example, sending the goods to the airport or to the port by road or by rail, and then using either the air mode or the sea mode. So it's that is what multimodal transport is. Customs registered break bulk agent. So if you need to import goods into the country and you are appointing an agent like us, then we need to have a break bulk permission in order to get the goods on our name. And it's a little complicated, but yeah, the break bulk agent. So when you have electronics coming in, like the biggest example would be all of us have smartphones. All of us are wearing watches. All of this gets imported. So it gets done by companies like ours. It does not come on the actual, like Apple does not import it on its own. It appoints agents like us. Neither does Samsung nor Vodafone or anybody that you can take care of. Door-to-door solution. So if you need somebody like to do the delivery, like pick up from your place and deliver it to your customer's place, that is what we do, and these are different Incoterms for that. Now, global logistics solutions, cross-trade. In the last 15 years, cross-trade is something which has opened up widely because we used to have a lot of restrictions over here where we could not procure material. So we would place order with a second country, but want to ship it to a third country. So that is where cross-trade comes in, and now it's becoming very popular in India that we have buyers, for example, in America, who will place orders with us, but want it to be shipped maybe to Africa or maybe to Europe and things like that. So you can do that. You can do that here. You don't necessarily need to have an office here. You just need to have the right people who can help you do that. Sourcing. The biggest problem that Indian exporters have is reliability. They don't maintain their commitments, as a result of which India, even though we are amazing with quality, our delivery and commitment times are horrible. So buyers are always looking out to source a good supplier who can deliver to them on time, and that's where we come in. Because of our wide verticals that we do, we come across a lot of suppliers whom we can get in touch with the buyers over there. Insurance, warehousing, intercity, interstate, cross-state transportation, buyers consolidation. if there is a buyer abroad who is buying from 5 or 6 different vendors in India and wants everything to be consolidated and sent in one container, then we get into that picture too, because they need to have an agent like ours here. These are third-party logistics. Of course, we've gone beyond 4PL. We are now at 7PL. I won't get into the technicalities of this due to the paucity of time, but this just tells you that 1PL means where you are doing everything on your own, like manufacturing and retailing. 2PL is that where you do your own manufacturing, but you outsource your road transport and your transportation. 3PL is the basic and the most common thing, where you appoint companies like ours to take care of your transportation and your international movement and stuff like that. 4PL is where the companies like ours become consultants and get into supply chain, and then we have 5PL, 6PL, 7PL also. These are the products that we handle. We have a wide range of verticals because as a service provider, we have no guarantee that the clients we work with will always have the same volume of business that they continue doing. Cases like the current year, most of the industries have flatlined. So the more number of clients you have in your portfolio, the less it is. So you need to keep adding on to it. Of course, pharmaceuticals and bulk drugs constitutes almost about 50% of our 50% of the portfolio that we handle. Chemicals, engineering goods. I have mentioned before that we do aviation. It's actually, yes, so the airline products including AOGs, which is personally my baby. So we take care of almost about 95% of the airlines that fly out of Bombay. So that makes us the biggest over here, probably in India. We do emergency spares. A ship has broken down. An aircraft has broken down. So they need to have ship spares in transit. Gujarat is a very big market for ship spares in transit. So we'll end up doing that. Automobile sector, we do spare parts. We work with one of the biggest companies in the world for clutches. They do heavy duty, Reshma's friend. Food products. So that is again something which is personal. We set up the first exports for Kisan food for shipping out onions from Maharashtra. So we do agro, we do non-agro. Everybody who participates in exhibition needs to carry a lot of stuff from here, whether it is equipment, it's your products, it's paper, whatever it is, your brochures and all. That's where we come in, because the authorized organizers will be extremely expensive. So if you want to use somebody outside, then comes like companies like us where we don't charge that much of money. So ATA Carnet. So you can ship the goods all over the world on a passport where you don't land up paying duties and taxes. So that is something that we do. Diplomatic cargo. So we work with a lot of consulates where we handle diplomatic bags, we handle diplomatic cargo. We were associated with the Singapore consulate for like 15 years. In fact, we were the first ones to work with them till they decided to go in self. We've worked with tourism boards. We are currently with 3 diplomatic councils where they have their diplomatic bags come in with pouches with their security, with their papers and stuff and things like that. So we work with them. It's a very prestigious thing. How is our model different than the competition? To be honest, everybody does the same thing. But what makes us different, and I'm very proud about it, is that we are actually anal about transparency and honesty, and we go to massive lengths to make sure that our client is satisfied. Should they have a problem, it borderlines on, ODC part of it. Also, when we say that we are available 24/7, in the literal sense, we are available by 24/7. We have a couple of key people. So you call us at 2 o'clock in the morning and we could be in any part of the world and still there will be somebody to answer your call. Maybe not your email, but your calls definitely. And the other thing that makes us stand apart is our loyalty, not only to our clients, because by force, we are supposed to be loyal to our clients.
You're 12 minutes.
Okay, oh sorry. But we also are very loyal to our vendors and to our partners, which makes us, a little different than the standard norm, because we just don't go pointing fingers. If there's a problem, we will do that. It also helps that because we do a lot of other stuff, we have niche products like live animals, cars and things like that, helicopters, airline services and all. We are a solution provider. We will tell you, no, it can't be done, but we're not going to put our hands up and say, oh, it can't be done. We'll give you a solution for that. We are also very popular with first-timers who want to get into imports and exports, because we are very thorough with our knowledge and with the paperwork, and also they have a comfort level. So 50% of our clients come out who are first-timers. So we start off with 1 kilo, 5 kilos, 10 kilos kind of thing, and as they grow, we grow with them, and we have a lot of success stories to that. There's ease of doing business with that, and we do a lot of consultation, which other companies don't do. And the best part is that we don't charge extra, because we believe that it's not a one-time job. We need to build up a relationship. the vision and mission for your business. I think for us personally, it is to make logistics easy and non-complicated, because people just tend to make it more complicated than what is required, and overcharge their clients, which is not what we want to do. Serve our clients with the lowest costs, highest level of services, full honesty and transparency. Understand our clients' requirements and solutions. Respect cargo. This used to be my tagline in BNI, that we respect cargo as much as we do humans, because even though we are in the logistics industry, half the service providers will not respect cargo. We do out-of-box thinking, which results in effective and cost-efficient. Just to give an example, we were nominated by Ericsson's Power Division to handle the supply chain management for sending, I forget, something to do with IT from Chennai to Sweden. Now, there was no supply chain available at that time. We didn't have the airlines at that time who were doing it, and the average transit time was supposed to be about 5 to 6 days, and they wanted it immediately done. So what we did was that time Jet Airways was there. We sat with Jet Airways and we actually created a route which was not existent in South India before. As a result of which, today, 15 years later, there is more cargo going to Europe on that particular route. Now, of course, Jet Airways is shut, and as a result of which, we were in a position to give Ericsson the cargo in 3 days' time, which earlier used to take about 5 days to 7 days to do it. So that we didn't give up. We took on the challenge, saying that why don't we create a service route for you? That's what we've done for the power projects also. We've actually got shipping lines to create a route. It's easier for airlines because you can connect airports and you can truck it or do stuff like that. But for a shipping line to take a call at a port and then do it, then it's a different thing altogether. Sorry. Challenges that we face in our business. The estimated value for global logistics is about 300 billion. About 10 to 15% of the product cost in India is attributed to logistics. Comparatively to Europe and to USA, it's only about 3%. Logistics companies in India are fast evolving, but it does not come without our challenges. Government regulations, infrastructure, environment, finance and payment related, port airline issues, track structure, warehousing problems, fuel costs, customer service, technology. These are some of our most important critical problems that we have, burning issues. Our personal issue is how do we grow into a 100 crore company without losing our integrity and core value. Employee retention, which is another problem that most of us face, because we have to actually buy their loyalty in today's times. They no longer come loyal. And to compete with the multinationals who get business because they are connected at global levels, because they have the buying power. So if somebody is doing 500 tons a month vis-a-vis companies like ours, which probably could be our annual thing, we lose out on the rating structure. How can BOC members help? Honestly, for those who are already in this space over here, if they use our services, they would realize that everything that I said today is what we stand for. Only then can they recommend us to others. If we could get recommendation to existing importers, exporters in their business circles, startups or first-timers wanting a good logistics supply chain partner, and to the consulates or diplomats for handling their business. Any other points specific? I think this is something which I keep getting asked, that can anybody become an importer or an exporter? Yes, you can. These are just some of the basic things that you need to have. And if you have this, then anybody can start exporting or importing from tomorrow. It's a very simple thing.